What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to the One Day Stronger podcast. I am Colin, and I am so glad you're here with me today. If you've been listening along the journey, thank you for taking time every day to continue on this journey. I hope you're getting some good advice or some good little tidbits of information that you can use on your own journey. If you're new here, I want to welcome you, and I just want to let you know this is a real talk on sobriety, personal growth, and becoming who you were always meant to be, one day at a time. So without a further ado, let's get into it. And today, let's talk about parenting while you're doing some of the hardest work of your life, which is healing, going through sobriety, finding yourself. Let's just say it out loud and say it for what it is. Parenting while you're getting sober and healing and figuring yourself out, it's fucking brutal sometimes. And it's fucking brutal because it's something that a lot of people don't understand, they don't get, because it's your own personal fucking journey and your own personal fight. And if you don't have people in your corner, or you don't want to have someone there, or don't have someone there, doing it alone fucking sucks, because people don't understand why you're so tired, or why you're so fucking mad, or why you're so agitated while you're trying to work through everything, and then you get even more agitated and mad. And I'm just saying this from personal experience, because this is exactly what happened to me. Is you gotta, while you're doing the work, you gotta be a parent, and you gotta be there, and you gotta be present, right? So, you got these little fucking human beings who need you, not just to live, but to teach. You need to teach them how to live and be, and manners, and their ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and all that stuff, and what to do. So, at the same time, you're trying to hold yourself together, fucking one trigger, one craving, one emotion at a time. You're living second by second. They're living moment by moment too, but a little bit faster than you, and you're trying to keep up with yourself, slow it down, and keep up with yourself and also with them. So it's a lot. It gets really hard. It's more than most fucking people will ever understand. And but you're here, and that says a lot. And I want to congratulate you and say, just keep on doing what you're doing. The journey is tough, it's hard, but you're going on the right path, and this is hopefully going to help you get somewhere, or make you feel a bit of hope of there is an end in sight, and you will get through this. So if anything you get from this podcast today, I just want you to listen and to hear this. You don't need to be a perfect parent, you just need to be a present one. Your kids don't need a fucking superhero. They need you. They need you showing up. They need you being real. They need you doing your best, because that's who you're being. That's how they're going to learn to be a person and be the best person they can be, is by you. So even on your hard days, even when you're not fucking okay, even when you're just holding it together just by the smallest fucking thread in a prayer, right? You still got to show up. You still got to be there, and you got to be there for them. So how do we do this? How do you parent through the pressure, all the fucking cravings, the guilt, and the stress? So let's get into it. I would say number one, lower the pressure. Lower the pressure on yourself. It's okay if the house is fucking messy. It's okay if dinner is fucking a simple dinner. They still are getting fed. It's okay if bedtime routine's a little chaotic. Trust me, it doesn't change from experience. It's gonna be chaotic. You get those days are gonna go sideways on you. Time's gonna run out. It is what it is. It happens, but no matter what's going on, you show up no matter what, right? Who cares if the house is messy? If they're looking for a little bit of playtime, or a little bit of attention, or they want to show you something cool, who cares if the house is messy? The mess is still gonna be there. That moment that they want to spend with you, they want to show you something, they want your help, that's going to fucking pass, and then you're never going to get that fucking back. So that's one thing you have to understand, is even a 10-minute check-in with your kid, phone down, heart open, connecting, being there and connecting, actually listening and helping and having that connection with the kid. That's being a parent. That's being there. That's showing up. Even when you would rather be looking at your phone escaping, or you're so freaking in your own head with your trigger and agitation that you kind of gotta take a deep breath and say, okay, yeah, he or she, they need my attention. Like, I should need to help them. I need to give them some connection. So number 2, I would say regulate yourself so you can regulate them. You know, when you're healing and you're trying to find yourself, your emotions are louder than they ever are. They're just so out there because you are still trying to figure out how to deal with them yourself. You know, you're more reactive, you're more agitated, you're more angry, you're more on edge. So when, like, your kid has a meltdown or pushes your buttons, like, it can feel fucking so overwhelming. And trust me, I know from experience. I have a very, very active kid, and she's very in tune with her emotions. So for me, it's breathe, pause, like, take a break if you need to. Sometimes you gotta just walk away for a sec and just say, I need a second, come back, and then you can actually parent, because what you do is what they're going to pick up on. So if you take a break, take a breath, and just calm down and come back to the situation, and it's a clear head, that's what they're going to start to do. That's what they're going to start to notice, instead of just dealing with that situation with anger and yelling and all that stuff. So you got to teach them what it looks like to feel things and not run from them, but work them out in your own head. So even saying, like, look, I'm feeling frustrated, like, I need a second to calm down, you know, that's modeling emotional health and what we've talked about in previous episodes of being mindful. It's gonna take time to get to that point, and it will, but little by little you're gonna work that muscle and develop it, and it's gonna get easier and easier and easier. So, and then number 3, have a plan for your stress, you know, because parenting plus sobriety equals fucking stress, guaranteed. So don't wing it, you know, have a little plan, create a to-go list. And this is kind of could go with what we've said in other episodes of your list of, like, what to do when you feel your triggers. So take a walk, step outside, couple deep breaths, go journal for 5 minutes, call a friend, you know, put on some music and just sit in the silence and just think about it. The small things can help you reset before you start going into those old habits of yelling and all those old feelings and stuff. So number 4, let go of the guilt. You know, you're not your fucking past. You're not your lowest moments. You're not the version of you who checked out or lost her temper or missed the school event or that opportunity to hang out with them. You know, you're the version of who's here now. You know, you're the one who's trying. You're the one who's healing, trying to find themselves. You're the one who's getting sober, working through all the shit. And, you know, that version deserves a little grace in your own head, because you're your biggest critic, you know. You're showing your kids what growth looks like in real life, and that's powerful. So you got to give yourself a chance to love yourself and calm yourself down and take a second to appreciate what you're doing. So, like, if today was hard, if you lost your patience, if you feel like you're, like, failing at both healing and finding yourself and parenting together, trust me, I still go through it all the fucking time. Take a breath, you know. You don't need to do it all at once. You just need to show up, right? You need to be present. You need to be honest. You need to be willing. And, like, that's how you become one day stronger, you know, as a parent, as a person, and as someone building a new life like you are. And just remember, like, be proud of yourself for what you are accomplishing and what you have accomplished so far. And just remember, overcome and evolve one day at a time. Thank you guys so much for listening for this. I hope you got something of value out of this. If you did, please make sure to share it with someone who needs it or someone who's going through the journey. You know, even drop a comment, say what you like, what you didn't like. I want to hear from you guys and your struggles. I'm trying to make a little bit of a community here of people, of like-minded people, and let people know they aren't alone on this journey. There's people that have been through the shit before and stuff that are going through the same stuff you're feeling, and we're here for you. So until next time, thank you.